inside scoop for you on the newest Rare Beauty foundation. So a couple weeks ago, Rare Beauty sent me a couple samples to try of the new True to Myself Natural Matte Longwear Foundation that they just revealed a couple of days ago. I didn't get to try it then because life, but today I'm sitting down now that it's been revealed and I'm going to be doing a wear test of their newest foundation. I'm definitely very curious about this and I'm hopeful I will enjoy it because I haven't really loved Rare Beauty's foundations in the past. Like their original one that's a bestseller, I just don't love it. So I am hoping to enjoy this one. I have tested it on my face a little bit and it has great potential, you guys. That's why I'm excited to do the wear test today. But let's go over the details of the True to Myself Natural Matte Longwear Foundation. This 3-in-1 foundation primes, covers, and sets, which is something I went to like a little online info meeting where they like gave all the details and they were saying, you know, you don't need to prime with this, you don't need to set with it, it does it itself. Advanced film formers act as a primer to extend wear and keep the finish fresh, while finely milled powders lock in coverage all day. So I think that that's super interesting with this foundation. There's literal powder in here so that it sets itself. Sweat, humidity, and smudge proof. Buildable medium to full coverage that instantly blurs, smooths, and reduces the look of pores with a natural matte finish that moves with your skin and looks even better over time. Airy, whipped texture, blends seamlessly, doesn't crease, feels like bare skin, stays fresh while minimizing shine from morning to night. Sounds a little too good to be true, doesn't it? So there's going to be 48 different shades. The shade range looks really fantastic. It's going to be $38 and will be available April 1st on their website. So there is a couple of weeks, so make sure you are subscribed to me and have that notification bell turned on because I will let you know when this becomes available. And then here is the packaging. So it has like a really big button that you can push down and then there's a lock on the back side to lock it or to push for foundation. It's like a normal foundation bottle in Rare Beauty style. I think the packaging looks very nice. I like it better than the whole doe foot situation that they have going on with their other foundation. Now for reference, if you're new here, I have a dry skin type, normal to dry. I'm definitely a lot less dry right now that I'm no longer pregnant, so my skin has gone back to normal. Thank goodness, because I was really crusty there for a minute. Nothing was looking good on my skin. Now, since this primes itself, I didn't want to prep too much, but I do have more dry skin, so it would be unfair to its matte finish if I didn't do something to help it out. So for my prep today, I relied on skincare. I used the Ilia Bright Start Advanced Eye Cream, though that shouldn't affect the foundation too much. And then I thought that this was perfect, the Fenty Skin Fat Water. This is like a milky toner. This I thought was great because it's lightweight, it's slightly moisturizing because I did do my skincare already this morning. I think the day that you're watching this is the last day of early access. If you use my code Morgan30 on the Fenty website, you can actually get 30% off of this and the whole website. So that's something I've highly recommended for years. I just think it is perfect as skincare. It's perfect before makeup. But that's it for prep. Let's get the foundation on. Here's the consistency of it. As you can see, it's not too watery. It's thicker, but it feels lightweight. So they sent me 2 different shades, neither of which are my current shade, but they're my summer shades. So this is shade 15, which is the shade I will be using. And then here's shade 16, which is a little bit more yellowy. If I end up enjoying this foundation, I would go for a little bit of a lighter shade, but this would match me pretty well, 15, in the summer. All right, let's do it. So one thing I instantly noticed about this foundation is it blends really easily, doesn't feel too heavy, and it's not streaky at all. If you just use your finger to smooth it out, and you can instantly see it blurring the skin. So that is to be expected. It's something that I look for when it comes to a matte foundation. By nature, they should be more blurring to the skin. So if it's a matte foundation and it doesn't blur, that's a red flag for a matte foundation. But it blends out very dreamy and it does feel very airy and mousse-like because you can see it Looks like you can definitely get full coverage if you build it up. Oh, I didn't mean to do the whole nose. That's okay. We'll just go with it. Yeah, if you leave that thicker layer on, you can get more full coverage. But I would say the true nature of the coverage is medium, but it is buildable, which is nice. I like to blend foundations out with my finger and then use my brush to push it in. This is the IT Cosmetics number 7 brush. All right, coming close. Let's see how this foundation sits on the skin. Reminder, I didn't really prep too much. I don't have any primer on. And even though this is a natural matte finish, on my dry skin, I don't feel as though it's clinging to any dry patches. It feels super lightweight, which I really like. Does have that natural matte finish that it describes. Does blur pores. Does look quite airbrushed. Like, I have no complaints thus far about this foundation. If it's going to be a natural matte foundation, this is everything I would expect of it. I mean, you saw the proof was in the pudding. It applied super easily and it looks really, really smooth. It did even everything out. It did blur and minimize the look of pores. And I don't feel the need to set with any powder with this. I don't think that it needs it. It feels maybe slightly tacky to the touch, but nothing crazy. And it probably will set down even more with time. This is why I was excited to do today's wear test, because I've tried this on my skin, like I said, but have not done the official wear test, which I think is where their original foundation fell really, really flat for me. So I'm hoping this wears well. And it should, because of the matte finish. Matte foundations wear better than glowy foundations. So I'm hopeful. And then a lot of times if you are scared and you do have dry skin, fear not, because your natural oils tend to come through as the day goes on. So if it looks maybe a little crusty in the beginning of the day, there's a good chance that it will look better as the day goes on. Unless it's a bad foundation, because that does happen. Let's get a little bit down the neck, because this is not a good shade match for me at the moment. But you're gonna ignore that. Loving, loving, loving how this looks. I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup. I already used my Rare Beauty brow gel, and the theme is mostly Rare Beauty for today, though there's a few products that I chose from different brands just for normal testing purposes. For consistency, I know what I'm looking for. So you can fast forward if you don't care about what else I'm wearing, but if you want to stay, let's finish getting ready together. Okay, so I'm using the Rare Beauty brow pencil. Just going to lightly fill in the more sparse areas. And I'll have everything linked that I'm using also down below if you want to check any of these out. It's been a while since I've done a basically full face of Rare Beauty. So this should be fun. I love doing full faces of brands. Not Rare Beauty. I don't like Rare Beauty's concealers, so I'm using the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. For base reviews, I like to use products that I'm very, very familiar with and I know exactly how they work, so it doesn't skew my opinions of the main product that I'm testing. Because you know how sometimes, like if you're testing a concealer but you're also wearing a bad foundation, make you think that the concealer looks less good and vice versa. So this is buttery creamy, and like I said, I don't love the Rare Beauty concealer, but I'm gonna try and not blend it too low. Super lightly setting just the under eyes, since this foundation is self-setting, with my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder. That's it, just on the under eyes. Rare Beauty bronzer stick in the shade Power Boost. This is one of my favorite, most easy to use bronzer sticks. I think it's one of Rare Beauty's best products. It is just foolproof. So if you're a beginner with makeup, this one is going to blend out so easy. I'm using a BK Beauty 106 brush to apply this. This isn't much darker than the foundation, but it just adds that little bit of warmth. All right, let's see. Which blush shade shall I use? Grace has always been one of my favorites. Let's do Worth. It's been a while since I've used this one. I haven't used one of these blushes in forever. I feel like I already just applied too much. They're so pigmented. Okay, let me wipe my brush off. Keep the pigment low. That's beautiful though. And these products should keep my skin looking hydrated despite the matte finish. And they aren't too glossy, so they don't look ill-fitting on the face with the matte foundation, which sometimes I find with cream blushes over top of matte foundations. Sometimes it just looks weird, but this looks good. A little bit on my nose. You can always tamp it down with your foundation brush. I'm putting just a touch of the bronzer stick in my crease, just to create a little bit of a natural shadow. You can even bring it down into your nose if you want. I'm using their eyeshadow stick in the shade Growth, which I do enjoy their eyeshadow sticks. I'm just placing that down. It's a bronzy shade, and I'm using a brush to blend that out. Popping it on the lower lash line as well. I'm using their gel liner in the black shade. I'm just gonna smudge that along my lash line. Even though it's black, when you smudge it, it's still much more natural. I'll be honest, I don't know how long the Rare Beauty mascara has been in this drawer. Hopefully not too long, but I do really like this mascara. I think it builds super nice, so I'm just gonna build this up on my lashes and finish it off with another curl. And then for lips, I'm doing the lip liner in Bold, which isn't my all-time favorite lip liner formula, but it's fine. And then their Bold lipstick over top. And I like that these two are the same shade. Just a little bit of that. I feel like it's bold, but it's not too bold. Like, this is a pretty bold lipstick to wear with really light eyes, but it's not red. Here is the final look, and everything looks really nice. I think with all of the products over top, I can definitely tell she's matte, and like, you know how they say the foundation is flexible? So what they mean by that, like for example, I don't have any forehead Botox, and I'm about 30 years old, so you can see it kind of went into there, but nothing crazy. I'm not mad about it at all, and overall it feels very lightweight. But I think with all the products over top, I definitely am feeling like it's more dry than it was when I first applied it, but it's not drying the life out of me or sucking the life out of me. And I do think as the day goes on, hopefully as my natural oils come through, that will be fixed. But it's not feeling like a super dry foundation that I've tried in the past. I still think it feels really nice considering the matte finish on my dry skin. But you guys, I think this foundation looks gorgeous. I really, really, really hope that it lasts a long time because it is quite perfecting. But matte foundations can go south for a gal with my skin type, so we will see. I am going to check in 4 hours or so. Okay, we gotta do this fast because homegirl just woke up, and when she says jump, I say how high. So I'm about 4 hours into the wear, and I just wanted to quickly show you how everything's going. Okay, I'm gonna stop bouncing. Are you gonna be quiet? Are you gonna get mad at me? Let's see. I just want to point out that the makeup is looking fabulous. Now at this point, 4 hours in, when it comes to wear, I don't normally notice too big of a difference, but everything is looking nice. I can see it kind of going into my smile lines a little bit, but nothing bad at all. It is kind of imprinting here on my forehead lines, but generally speaking, I think everything pretty much looks the exact same as when I applied it. Now, I haven't had the most vigorous or rigorous day at all. I haven't done too much, but here's how we're looking 4 hours in. Pretty much the same. My boss, she's getting mad at me. But I just wanted to check in. So far, I think it's looking really, really nice. I really like this. I just hope the next maybe like 5 hours that I'm going to be wearing this, that it continues down this path. Now, I did touch up right here a little bit because I had a really, really spicy ramen that just snot all the way down, removed it. So that happened, but that's not the fault of the foundation. So still really, really loving this. Still very much impressed. Okay, we're done. We're done. I'm sorry to do that to you. All right, 9 hours into wear, and here is how my makeup is looking. And honestly, you guys, I think it looks really splendid. It looks a little bit dry here on my chin, Maybe going into the smile lines a little bit, but not anything I'm concerned about. That's literally the anatomy of my face. Forehead looks pretty good. I don't feel as though my natural oils came through too much, but it's because I didn't do too much today. It's also very, very cold outside, so I didn't put it to the ultimate test, of course, but I mean, I think it looks really, really beautiful. Let's see. It looks slightly less flexible, maybe a little bit dry when I smile and stuff. So if you do have more mature skin, do keep that in mind. But I honestly believe if you use a nice hydrating setting spray and you have dry or mature skin, that will help the flexibility of the foundation. But overall, I think that this is a beautiful matte foundation. I really think Rare Beauty did a nice job. This is easily my favorite foundation that Rare Beauty has launched. That being said, it is a first impression. I didn't challenge it too much today, so I am leaving the door open to continue testing it and change my mind. But my first impression, this first wear, I'm very, very, very impressed with this. It is by far my favorite foundation that they've launched, and so far so good. Luckily, I still have another couple of weeks before this launches, so I definitely will update you on how I am liking this on a bit of a longer, harder day. And I do also want to test this, you know, setting it with some spray, some powders, see how I can incorporate this into my regular makeup routine and see how it does. But overall, I am so happy with it. So let me know down below what you guys think of this foundation, and depending on when you're watching this, if you've gotten a chance to try it, please let me know your skin type and how your skin liked or didn't like this foundation. Overall, it's giving me, of course it's going to work best for oily skin types, but I think dry, we can definitely make this work, especially if you do choose to prime and you do choose to like use hydrating setting sprays and whatnot. I think you can make this foundation work for you. And also, as far as its self-priming / self-setting, I mean, I think those are just fancy words. I just think it doesn't look too dry even though it's matte, and because it's matte, you don't need to use powder. So yeah, but it works amazing. So there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's wear test. I will have the links down below to everything I used and the foundation if it is currently available when you're watching this. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.
It's delicious.